easiest knot of all to learn to tie other than tying your shoes. But what you want to do is you just want to grab both ends, go right over left, and then we're going to wrap it back underneath. And then we're going to go from left to right, wrap it underneath, and pull tight. And there you have it. It's the square knot. Now, the square knot is a flat knot, which makes it nice, and it's easy to tie things like sticks and books, bundle things together. But nothing load-bearing or nothing critical, because if there's not enough pressure on this knot, then it's easy to come loose. So just use it for things around the house or small things. All right, second is the clove hitch, and very easy. All we're going to do is wrap it around whatever we're doing, a pole, a bottle, whatever. But we're going to make an X, and then we're going to pull it back around after we have made this X, and we're going to bring it around and slip it back through both sides of the X we just made, and we are going to pull it tight. Simple knot. When you pull it tight, you just want to make sure you push it down and everything's tight and secure. But the clove knot, it's just the basis of all other knots, including things like lashings. But it's more of a jam knot, and it uses a temporary use. It's good for hanging bear bags up, or it's good for securing shelter or securing a rope to a tree post. Just an easy knot to make, and it's very useful. Okay, third here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make the bone line knot. And the bone line is considered the king of all knots. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this in and we're just going to make a little loop, wrap it around, make a loop. Then we're going to grab this side and we're going to go up through the hoop that we just made. And then we're going to wrap it around the end of the line and back through the hole. And then we're going to pull it down and pull it tight. There you go, the bone line knot. It's good for linking two ends of rope together, fastening line to a pole, attaching a rope to a tree for climbing. Just a good knot to know. Okay, number 4 here is the shear lash. And the shear lash is going to start off by one of the other knots we just went through, the clove hitch, but we're going to secure it to one side by wrapping this around, pulling it through, and getting our clove hitch together. Now, once we do this, we're going to start on our shear lash, and it is great for making A-frames or fixing broken poles or securing a piece to a weak pole. But once we've got our first clove hitch tied off, then we're going to grab the place we're lashing it to, and we're just going to wrap it around both of them. Now, we want to wrap this very tight. Every loop we want to make tight, we want to pull down, and we want to make sure we're not overlapping in any of it. So depending on how big it is or how heavy it is going to depend on how many passes you make. So let's just go ahead and wrap it around each time. Again, we're going to pull it tight, and we're not going to overlap in any of them. Then once we think that we've got enough on there and we've got it pulled tight enough, we're going to go ahead and decide to pull it through. And when we're ready to pull it through, we are going to go between the poles on our last patch. So we're going to go between the poles here. We're going to pull it down, get it tight, again secure, and then we're going to go up between the two here, between the two sticks or the two poles we're tying together to lash it together. Now again, every pass we're going to pull it tight, and we're going to make sure it doesn't overlap. So let's go ahead, pull it tight here. Can't get too tight, pull it real tight, and again, do not overlap. Then once you think you've got it secure enough and you've made a bunch of passes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around, and we are going to go ahead and tie it off by making another clove hitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around the other side. We started with the clove hitch on the first pole. Now we want to make sure we tie it off with the clove hitch on the other pole. So go ahead and make your clove hitch, wrap it around, and then pass it through the X we've made, through both strings. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull it tight. Now make sure you put it down, push it down, get it tight, make sure it's not overlapping. And then pull it tight and make sure it's secure. There we go. So again, just a great way to make A-frames or fix broken poles. Just a good rope to know how to tie. Okay, number 5 is the carrick bin. So what we're going to have is we're going to have 2 different ropes here. And on the first rope, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to make like a Jesus fish, for a lack of a better term. So we're going to make a Jesus fish, make sure it's wrapped around in the fish and comes back down under the rope. And again, it just depends on the size of the mats or the nets you're making. But then we're going to take the other end or the other rope, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come under the hole of the main fish on the first rope, and we're going to get as much slack there as we need. We're going to do a small example here, so we don't need enough, but we're going to do the over under method here, and this is going to lash this all together. So first we're going to take it and we're going to go over this first line here, then we're going to go under the second, then we're going to wrap back around and come back through the hoop. So we're going to go over and under again, and then over the last one here, and then we're going to pull it tight. So as you can see, it's making a netting or a mat or whatever you want to make, but it's just good if you need something to carry things in, a fishing net, a mat when you're out camping. This is a great rope to know. We can have it big, so we're carrying bigger things. We're not worrying about it go through. If we're going to try to catch minnows, we can shore it down, make it even smaller. Just a great knot, highly versatile. And then also it's good for tying 2 ropes together and securing them. So if you're not using it as a net, or you're not going to use it as a mat, you can just go ahead and you can pull on both sides here and just tighten it up. And once you do that, it is a very secure rope. This is a highly versatile knot. Okay, number 6 is the figure 8, an easy knot, and basically it's just going to be a stopper. So we're just going to make a little Q here. As you can see, you just wrap it around. It's in the shape of the Q. And what we're going to do is we're going to pinch the top of the loop that we just made. We're going to pinch it, and we're going to turn it away from us. So just turn it away here. Grab it. There we go. Grab it, and now we're going to take this other end, and we're just going to come back up through it, through the hoop, and we're going to pull. And there you have your figure 8. Perfect for a stopper on any rope, for a swing, or for a fishing line. Just an easy knot and a useful knot for you to learn. Okay, next we have the taut line hitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around whatever we're securing or whatever pole we're using, and we are going to make again a Q. Now you want to make sure you have enough excess on your Q line to be able to finish off the knot. But then we're going to go up through the hoop we just made. We're going to pull it down tight. We're going to go up again. We're going to pull it down tight. And then we're going to twist it. Just twist it to the left. And what we're going to do after we twist it is we're going to go ahead and make another Q. Then we're going to go through the hoop of the Q that we just made. Pull it through there, pull it tight, and there you have it. It's the taut line hitch. Now that's a good hitch because you can secure anything, make it tighter. If you need to adjust it, you can adjust it, pull it off, loosen it, retighten it. But it's just a great way to tighten things like a hammock or a tent or anything you need. This knot grips really well as long as there is tension on the taut side of the rope. Okay, number 8 is the trucker's hitch, and we've all had to use this one way or the other. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a loop. We're going to come over a little bit, make a little bite here, and we're going to pass the bite through the loop, and then we're going to pull it tight. And there we go. So once we've got it tight, we can just adjust how far away we want it. And then what we're going to do is whatever we're securing it through, it's usually in a truck or whatever, we'll just use a stick here. So we're going to go around the stick, back through the hole, and pull it down. And that's how you tighten it down. Now, we've all had to use a knot like this when we were carrying a load in our truck or we were trying to secure something. Just an extra way to get that extra torque and to reduce rope use and just to make sure that whatever load you're taking is secure. Well, there you have it, guys. The 8 knots I believe everybody should know. Now, as you know, there are a lot more knots out there, and I recommend learning them all. But these 8 are a good place to start. You use them in everyday life. You can use them camping. And who knows, it might could even save your life one day. Well, if you like this video, please like it. Also, subscribe and hit that bell so you know whenever we release something new. I appreciate your time, and as always, remember, prepare, survive, and thrive.